And welcome back to Kingsport 1876. I have another fantastic all-star, all-veteran cast tonight. Unfortunately, Serafina can't make it tonight, but we have found a more than adequate replacement in one of our founding members of the Kingsport Drama Society. But before we get any further than that, why don't I ask Jesse, one of our original Kingsporters, to introduce Johnny Smith, our Selkie.
Hi, I'm Jesse, pronouns he, him, and I am playing Johnny Smith, pronouns he, him. Johnny is the Selkie, recently washed up on shore from some undersea far land, and trying to figure out what, being a person in the Centennial of the United States in the North Shore of Massachusetts is like. Do we want some previous session recap, or is that good enough?
I mean, if you want to, if there's some salient point right here.
He's gotten himself bound up with a few of the people here. Most recently having an exciting evening with Selina Vale, who you will soon meet on the beach.
You know, I was going to say On the Beach is an apocalyptic novel, but given the way this thing is going, it'll work out the same way. That seems like a good time to introduce Joe, who's playing Selina Vale, our, what are you? You're our Fae.
Yep, Joe, pronouns are they, them, playing Selina Vale, resident Fae, traveled from the year 1946?
43.
I don't have the other character keeper. I know it was the future. And now in 1876. So she's mostly just trying to blend in and not be found out as different, because that could cause some problems. But also ended up also seducing a fair number of people in the process.
Oh, yeah, you are the Fae. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as you do. I mean, I just can't help it.
Yeah, I believe we covered this in 1943, but would your character find the worst thing in 1876 is the lack of Moxie Cola?
I mean, I guess if it's probably popular where she's from, where and when she's from, although myself finds it abhorrent and disgusting.
I think Jesse will have a word with you about that.
I can't stand Moxie, actually. I had a slight divergence that is worth sharing with everybody, though. I had a Latin teacher in high school who had the logo tattooed on his arm.
It's a cool logo.
People are very into Moxie Cola, is what I'm saying.
It's so gross.
I mean,
I bought them oh, look how old this looks.
I mean, Moxie Cola was actually introduced in Massachusetts in 1876, so...
Holy cow.
Oh, God.
Well, now I know what the finale is going to entail.
I mean, it was originally a patent medicine called Moxie Nerve Food. Especially effective against paralysis, softening of the brain, nervousness, and insomnia.
Softening of the brain. That's perfect. Cool. Well, Steve, that sounds like the perfect time for you to jump in and tell us about Atalanta Winters, the werewolf.
Okay, I am Stephen Desjardins, he, him. I am playing Atalanta Winters, she, her, a werewolf from one of the upper class Kingsport families. I mean, wolves are natural predators, so naturally the werewolf families ended up among the richest and most powerful in Kingsport. It's just a big question of who you prey on. I mean, in the last session, I invited the not exactly homeless, but not perfectly housed Selina Vale into my house on the pretext that it would make our work on the dinner committee go more smoothly. And I came to her room that evening, and then later that evening, she went to the beach with Johnny Smith. And I mean, I could be understanding about having multiple lovers, but the same night, Selina.
It was it was almost morning, so I don't know.
Well, of course, she's a fae, so she goes by sidereal time.
This I know how to gather power. Okay.
Are you sure you're not playing the queen? Because you're kind of playing the queen.
I don't have a click. That's the problem.
Oh, that's fair. And finally, our special guest star tonight is David, an original member of the Kingsport Drama Society, as I like to say, and is playing Alan Brown, our Hollow, tonight.
Hi, yeah, my name's David, he, him pronouns, and yeah, I'm playing Alan Brown, also he, him pronouns. So the way I see Alan, he's probably a fairly new figure in town, unassuming young man, seems vaguely respectable. No one's quite sure where he's from. I think his overall like shtick is he's probably not from around here, in a very broad sense of the term. He has come from somewhere else and is attempting to fit in with this human society of Kingsport.
I mean, human in very broad terms.
As close as, yeah, you're likely to get.
I mean, everybody's a people. Just some of them are Homo sapiens and some aren't. All right. Cool. So where shall we begin? We have a couple of promising threads. We have Alan arriving and probably getting sucked into the committee work. We also have Atalanta and Selina and Johnny's thing.
Should we begin with Alan's questions?
Yeah, actually, we should do all the actual paperwork and stuff, and we should talk about safety. Yeah. Can you tell I've been on a 3-month layoff for this? Cool. So first, we do X-Card lines and veils here. If you need to do X-Card, you have the link for our role for your party room. It's our old friend Dooley Wise Kitten. You can use that button. You can also just say X-Card, cross your hands, do something in the chat. Just make yourself known and we'll take care of things. And when you do use the X-Card, that just means that it's content in the game that you don't want in there. I have lately been using it for content in my own games at the meetup. So content is totally an acceptable thing. And we'll stop, figure out what we need to do to fix that, and then route back in. We also have safety in this game. Lines and veils. Lines are stuff that we don't have in at all, and veils are stuff that we can have in, but we're not going to give any screen time. So for lines, we have sexual assault, romantic coercion, violence against domestic animals, and historically appropriate racism. These are all pretty good things to line, I think, especially for this one. And veils, torture, and sex. Is there anything we need to revisit that? Okay, cool. All right. So yes, let's get the hollow questions in. I recall those being kind of fun.
Because I literally asked 2 of them.
Yeah, that's true. So we're just going to keep using them. It's great.
Yeah. So my questions are, you've been taking your social cues from someone, and doing so has taught you a lot about them. Gain 2 strings on them. I'm just going to have a quick look at. I think it might be. I think it might actually be. I'm going to say Johnny Smith is probably the person I've been.
I was hoping it would be me. I know nothing.
Excellent.
I'm trying to learn everyone else's social cues. It's the hollow learning from the hollow. It's going to be great.
Perfect.
Hollow like Easter bunnies. All right. And your second question.
My second question is: someone seen through your invented past and realized it's all lies. They gain 2 strings on you.
Any thoughts on that?
I personally was wondering if it might make sense if Selina had seen through my act, because we're in kind of similar-ish situations, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like, all right, I picked up what's going on here because I'm doing the same thing. I'm just smarter.
Okay. If anybody wants to ask Alan one of their questions, I'm totally okay for that. So we can a little more strings, but you're not required to in any case.
I still have a question I didn't use from last time.
Oh, that's true. Why don't we make it?
Well, he does get one from wearing my heart on my sleeve.
Yep.
So I guess like the ones that everybody gets, like the werewolf, I think isn't subtle, right?
Yep.
I get 2. Okay. Although, like, if I ask my other one, it's just really gonna hurt him. Because my other one is, I've captured someone's fancy, gain 2 strings on them. And I'm like, that might be a lot.
That sounds fun. I can definitely see that working.
Right. Well, the werewolf automatically gives a string to everyone, so you can take a string on me. And I mean, if you want, my other question is: I've spent weeks watching someone from a distance. Their scent and mannerisms are unmistakable to you now. Gain 2 strings on them. I mean, I've already got that on Johnny, so it's up to you whether you want that to apply to you too.
Yeah, I'm happy for that to apply, especially because I'd probably, maybe do smell slightly off, as it were.
Yeah, I'm not sure either of mine makes sense, but you've already got a couple strings on me, so I think we're sufficiently linked.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
We have so many strings in this game. It's like, I don't know. I haven't seen this many strings since I used to do those knitting meetups. All right. Now we can think about where to begin, huh? So where should we begin? We have a couple promising ideas. Atalanta knows that Selina has betrayed her. Well, maybe not betrayed, but just,
Oh, I take it as a betrayal.
Of course you do.
Yes.
I feel like we should open with Alan in some sort of scene.
Yeah, I do like that. I think the easiest thing to do is just call another ensemble scene and put everybody at the Centennial Club bright and early in the morning. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's bright and early, and Phoebe Greenwood is chairing this particular session. And she is still looking for people to be in the music committee. She doesn't understand why people aren't more musical. And in fact, she is trying to buttonhole at Atalanta. I think when Johnny and Selina arrive conspicuously at close to the same time.
Was there a music committee last time?
Yeah.
There was not. I forgot.
Okay.
It made total sense. it made total sense to have one, but we didn't put one there. So I put one there now. Maybe we can do some stuff with it.
I was like,
Yes, and when Johnny and Selina enter, my nostrils flare.
And
Okay.
all right, so
I feel like we probably entered together. So how was that ride over? Since we're staying in the same house.
Oh, that's a good point. Did you bother going home for breakfast?
Well, yeah, I had to. I only had a nightshirt. Remember, it was like very late night, early morning. Moonlight swim.
Cool. Yeah. I want to know how that ride went too. So do we?
All right. So yes, I think I probably overheard Selina returning early in the morning, and even from inside my bedroom, I could smell the unmistakable scent of Johnny clinging to her. And I mean, I did not confront her, of course. And when she slept late, I did not wake her for an early breakfast before going over to the Centennial Club. And I simply, I mean, I got there early, and I took the opportunity to mention to my mother that, now that Selina is spending so much more time at our house, it would really make more sense. It would really make a lot of sense if she helped you out on the baking committee.
You monster. Yep. Okay,
like,
cool.
Wow.
So,
fully manipulated side character existed.
Oh, yeah, yes, and I think that counts as breaking my promise to Selina.
Yes, perfect.
So, yes, on that. Maybe do you spring this on the awkward carriage ride over?
Absolutely.
Oh, perfect. All right, so cool. So you guys,
which promise was just broken? I guess
the one to get to help you get rid of Theodora,
okay.
who is on the baking committee with my mother.
You monster.
Cool. All right. So as you arrive, Matilda is quite eager to go and talk to Ms. Greenwood to arrange things, and Johnny and that new kid Alan are there, and she's trying to buttonhole the two of you to do something with the music committee. I don't understand why aren't there more musical Kingsporters? In my day, we used to sing, sea shanties at least. I mean, there was so much good music during the war.
I know some sea songs, and I start to sing this like kind of mewling, like vaguely. There's a melody there, and I think someone with like a musical ear would kind of like recognize that this was supposed to be sung in like some significantly multi-part harmony. That is just like, but like, to a casual ear, it just sounds like, what on earth is this? And it's certainly not a sea shanty.
Miss Greenwood gives you a very knowing look. Like, I don't think that kind of music would be appropriate, though you were on pitch.
Thank you.
Well, what about you? What about you, Miss Vale? surely you know some songs.
Oh, yeah. No, I know a few songs. Yeah. Um, uh,
Do you play an instrument? I thought a young girl of your breeding would at least play the piano.
of course. You know, after some, a few summers in Paris, of course, I had to pick it up to entertain.
Well, good then. So we can count on you then, yes?
Like, does she? Do you want? Am I supposed to try out, or do you want to?
Yeah, I guess you should try out.
I think I
We're
got
kind of
a.
desperate here. I'd hoped that we're going to get a brass band, but it turns out most of the veterans just don't want to play, or they can't keep, or they're not capable of keeping their breath. What? You, Alan? What about you? Please tell me you know how to sing or play trumpet or cymbals. Triangle. I'll take triangle at this point.
I believe that I can sing, yes.
Well, that's good. I mean, you know what they say. We have to sing and make a joyous noise to scare away the evil spirits. None of us want evil spirits, do we?
No,
Nope.
I believe I could certainly make joyous sound.
I suppose I should ask you to try out, but maybe you and Selina can she can play a little song, she can accompany you. We can do that this afternoon.
Yes, that sounds like an eminently sensible plan.
Really? Huh. I'm not known for my sensible plans.
How strange.
I suppose. She looks very puzzled. So Matilda is saying, well, Miss Greenwood, I would love for Selina to be on the music committee, but I believe she needs to be transferred to the baking committee with me and Theodora. Isn't that right, Selina?
Well, shouldn't we have this tryout? Because I might not be good up to standards of Kingsport.
Kingsport baking?
Well, no, for your music. I mean, you probably don't want any Parisian tunes.
Well, Selina, darling.
What if you think?
If you join the baking committee, I mean, after all, you'll have plenty of time to practice. What with you staying over at our house.
Practice the piano or
practice baking, darling. Practice baking. But, you're such an accomplished girl, and it's not like you have anything better to do right now, so I suppose you could be on both committees. We have a lovely pianoforte, don't we, Atalanta, darling? I don't know why you never kept that up. Such a willful young girl you became.
Oh, I wouldn't want to stretch myself thin. After all.
But you're so good at stretching, darling.
And I'll give you a look like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me?
I think I have to interject roll plus cold here, please.
That was a 6.
How wonderful. So Matilda and Phoebe look at each other and Phoebe says, and Matilda says, yes, I agree. There's no reason why a Winters girl shouldn't be at least as talented as a Vale. So the two of you can practice instruments together and be on your respective committees. There's no need for you to be on the baking committee, Atalanta. We understand. Unlike General Lee, I understand the lost cause when I see it.
It was only a small fire.
There are no small fires, dear. So it's set, says Phoebe. I will see you two lovely ladies, and I guess Miss Winters. So all three of you, how lovely! And wait, and actually not ladies. She says, so yes, you'll see Atalanta, Alan, and Selina in the meeting house in the afternoon. Just bring something that you know well.
Okay. So am I no longer on the dinner committee? Because I've already done so much work for that.
Matilda just looks at you. But don't you think it would be so wonderful if you were on the baking committee with me, practicing all day?
Oh no, I don't know the first thing about baking. That's what servants are for.
Roll plus cold.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, no, you're trying to shut down a werewolf mama. That'll be.
I
fun.
got an 11 on the dice, so
Ooh.
let's see what
Actually,
that
I
is.
should. That's a point of clarification I should get from Steven. Are both your parents werewolves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So that is
we're a very pure-blooded family.
That is a 10 total.
Okay. So you get to choose one of those four.
All right. Let's see. I think they're gonna get a condition.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Humbled or humiliated, something like that.
Yeah, you reminded her of their poverty.
Whoops.
Yeah, let's go with humiliated. She gathers herself up and says, I expect to see you on the baking committee tomorrow, Ms. Vale. Atalanta, come along. I'd like to go look at some of the new fabric that's just come in. We should make you a lovely dress.
Yes, Mother. I think I'm very dutiful for the moment.
All right. So, Alan and Johnny, as the meeting breaks up, since Alan, you've been following Johnny around more or less, right? Where do you guys head off to on this bright, shiny? By the way, how are you feeding yourself, Johnny?
Like I mostly rely on handouts. I mean, the committee's been good because there's often like, maybe like a little bit of like something to eat there, not necessarily a meal, but like a snack. I think also like I do odd jobs for people, like I said, and they, will often provide me with food. Like I said, the Fairchilds have been in particular. Adam's uncle Benjamin was his name.
Yes.
I think Adam's uncle Benjamin has been very generous to me, both in terms of like support and also like the work he feels is necessary for my pride that I don't quite understand. But if he asks me to help him out, I'll help him out, and then he gives me something, a little bit of money, a little bit of food, and I'm thrilled with that.
What about you, Alan? Do you have a family? Fake or real?
No, I don't. Oh, not here anyway. I don't think. I think he's been sent here recently. I think his family, or what passes for his family, is probably elsewhere. Maybe in Boston, maybe further afield.
Okay. So how are you supporting yourself? Are you a lodger with someone, or?
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I think maybe I'm staying in just a boarding house at the moment.
All right, excellent. Cool. So yeah, where do you guys head? You've got the whole day ahead of you. Well, Alan, you need to practice music, apparently. I mean, this is a thing you totally know about, right?
It seems fairly straightforward.
Oh, God.
Hey, Alan, wanna head out to the head? Can go up to the edge of the cliff there and just watch the waves hit the cliff. It's a beautiful thing to see on a nice day. And sometimes even there's these glowing lights up there. Sometimes they're during the day, usually only at night. But like the other day, there were some there. Anyways, we should go. It's nice. We'll sit. We'll talk.
Yes, that sounds like an enjoyable diversion. As well, I would like, if it's possible, to practice music with you. You seem to have some talent for it.
Well, thank you. I'm used to, and I think like we're sort of on the move as we're having this conversation. Like towards the head. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, and I sort of say I'm not used to, like, where I come from. I'm not from here. We used to sing in big groups, and like I don't know. I still don't know how people here sing. So like Miss Greenwood was real nice, and she said I did good, but like she was also pretty clear that it's not what they're looking for. So I don't know, but sure, we can sing. We can sing together. Maybe I can teach you one of the other parts, and we can really try to sing together.
That sounds good. I, of course, understand the basics of vocal harmony, so we can probably work something out.
Mm-hmm. I think I asked, what's vocal harmony?
When the pitch and tone of separate voices combines in a way that's pleasing to the ear.
Oh, that's what we used to do. Oh, now I understand. Learn something new every day.
Yes, that is, I find, the point.
So where are you coming from? I know I haven't really seen much of you. What's your...
No, I have only recently visited Kingsport. My family are back in Boston. We travel a lot. We have traveled quite widely.
And what brought you here?
I heard interesting things of the town and thought I would experience it for myself.
It's an interesting place, right?
Yes, it certainly is.
Like just last night, like I was out swimming, and Selina came to visit me, and that was exciting. I didn't know that was a thing people did, and now I do. So that's new and quite nice.
Yes, I do not quite understand why people would swim for pleasure. It seems unnecessary and inconvenient, but clearly some people enjoy it.
The water is so nice, and I think if this makes sense, I'm trying to picture. I don't have the map in front of me. Like, to get up to the head, we could be walking along the shore, right? So I think I like pull you towards the beach, and I'm like, we got to go swimming then. You don't know what you don't. Oh, the water is so nice.
Very well. If you think it is important, then
It's fun. Fun is something I knew about before I got here, and fun in the water is something I've always known about. This is like one of the few things that maybe I know a little bit about.
Well, then I would like to share in your knowledge and experience this.
Yeah. it's not like it used to be, but the water is still nice. And we get to the shore. Like I pull off my shirt and I kind of like tug a little bit at what are you wearing?
Probably like a just a sort of white shirt, probably like a suit, not a particularly fancy one, but just a sort of
Right. So I like tug at your jacket to try to get you to take it off, and then I strip down and dive into the water. Come on, it's so nice in here. This is my only
Very
move,
well.
by the way. Just go swimming.
Sure thing. No, I will follow Johnny's lead and strip down and get into the water.
What does it feel like for you?
I think it's I think it feels I think it feels in some ways comfortable, but in other ways I think the temperature of the water and the experience of having the weight supported by it is quite comforting, but the salt I think irritates his skin.
Sorry, so just to be clear, that was Johnny asking.
Oh, sorry, right, sorry, yeah, no, that's cool.
Johnny, right?
It is strange. I had not thought that I would feel so light in the water. Though the salt is quite abrasive and astringent.
Really? It feels just so clean and refreshing to me. Like I don't even understand. This is just a moment of like bafflement at another person's experience. It used to be I could just like swim for hours and go as far as I wanted. Now I'm here and I'm sort of like stuck close to land. It's great here, but also I get in the water and I miss it. Do you ever miss your home, wherever you came from?
Yes, sometimes I do. It is important to see new places and to learn new things, but yes, there is definitely a longing, I think, sometimes to return to that which is familiar.
Okay, I think I'm gonna move like a little bit closer to Alan, like so our skin is like almost touching. I'm trying to sort of like learn a little bit from Selina. All right, this is like me mimicking her a little bit. Except it's the middle of the day. And I sort of like put my hand like along your side and say like, does that help with like the abrasiveness? Does that feel smoother, nicer? And I am now trying to turn someone on here.
Cool.
So that's a roll. I'm good at it. That is a 12.
Oh my god.
Nice.
So you get to make choices, right? That's how this works.
Yeah, but you get a string.
I do get a string. Fantastic. I didn't have one of those yet.
No, I think that I'm going to choose the option of giving myself to to Johnny, and I think the way this sort of looks is that I like the feel of your hand on me. It is warm, and there is something else to it. It feels like I can feel it. It induces a sensation in my skin that is most pleasant and is certainly more enjoyable than being in the water alone.
And then maybe we fade to black.
Yeah. Wow, that was truly one of the more awkward sex scenes in Kingsport history. And when you think about it, that's saying something.
Yes. Yes, it is. So that triggers sex moves, probably.
So it does. So it does.
I want to point out that my sex move is something along the lines of, hold on, it's when you it's when you have sex with someone, it counts as submerging yourself in water. I have not yet had sex outside of the water in this game.
It's a metaphor.
Yes. But they haven't had. Oh, has Alan had sex with anyone else in Kingsport since he got here? It wouldn't be a PC, but in theory could be an NPC.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so nothing happens on that end.
Cool. And for me, we get to do the
the dating
the
game
roll
thing.
game. Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just like secret, type into the chat and then hit enter at the same time. Is that the?
That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So it's I always forget what the confusing or soothing.
Yes.
That's it.
All right. So, all right, bachelors. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh dear. I thought it was going to be soothing, but it was just confusing.
That's fair.
I did not. I was feelings I wasn't expecting. Feelings I did not have with Selina.
All right. So confusing and or. Here we go. Right. So neither of you mark experience.
Mm-hmm.
You only you mark time and you had an experience, but you don't get to mark experience. So, Selina, Atalanta, do you need to do anything, or do we want to go to the music lesson?
Oh, we need.
I invite you to set a scene. Where would you like this to be?
Well, I guess it could be on the way to the music lesson. Forgive me, Atalanta, but I'm a bit confused. You said you would help me. Why did you volunteer me for the baking committee?
Well, Selina.
Knowing I have no skill or desire to work with Theodora.
No, I'm not a jealous person, but for you to go from bed with me to wherever it was you were with Johnny in the course of just a few hours, that is a slight which I cannot overlook.
I'm sorry. I will not deny that these actions occurred, but were you following me?
I have a nose. I can smell him on you.
We never professed our love for one another. We cannot court in the open. And here I
Just let this be a lesson that I am not to be trifled with.
Atalanta, if you wish to make enemies with one another, so be it, but do not think that I'm so easily cowed by someone like you.
Well,
I've seen more in my days than you have your entire life.
I think Atalanta just laughs at that.
All right. So you do not. Perhaps I should show you. Would you, if you so desire?
Show me what exactly?
That which you cannot see, that which is beyond your comprehension.
Are you condescending to me?
I'm speaking plainly. If you wish to see what I have experienced, I will gladly show you, and show you how small your world is. So, are you willing? Is the question.
I'm certainly not going to back down from a challenge.
All right. She extends her hand.
I take your hand.
All right. I'm gonna spend the string, and now we're in the fairy realm.
Any particular place you were aiming at?
Oh, I really don't have that level of control.
Okay. That means
Let us pray that we return to when we left.
beyond the veil. Okay. You do need to make a roll, don't you? Oh no.
I use guide.
Oh right, guy, not
I
beyond
spend a
the
string
veil.
on someone willing. I can bring them across the veil into the fairy realm. Spell lasts for a scene or two before we both return to the mundane world.
Cool.
So I like, and I picture it very like, because we're in northeast, which is usually rainy a lot and overcast, and it's no longer rainy. It's like almost like surrealistically bright, and like leaves are like literally golden. I'm sure there's like crazy creatures like bounding past. Just be careful. There might be a hunt going on. Oh, what do you look like in the fairy realm? Because previously, I mean, our unicorn turned into an actual unicorn in the fairy realm. It's your call.
I think I look like I do now, but I can tell that this is not the ordinary world. I feel like ordinarily it would be difficult to change forms in the daytime. Here, I'm sure I could do it effortlessly.
Cool. You were saying?
I think I look around. I think maybe I should roll for keep my cool to see if I can.
Yeah, and like I will note that like
I think
previously Selina just looked normal, but like now that she's in there, like her eyes are like purely black because she spent so much time in there.
Yeah, I think I am afraid of showing Selina how disconcerted I am.
All right.
And I keep getting 6s.
Get that XP.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that's probably you're having a little bit of a breakdown.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
how do you want to do this? Because you definitely are showing Selina that you're disconcerted.
I think I change forms and I run away from her.
Oh, fantastic.
Roll run away, right?
No, I think
But it's the perfect opportunity to run into something worse.
this is fair.
Uh,
Yeah, let's do a volatile roll.
Plus, they're
you're good at
volatile.
that.
Like, they're good at that, right?
6.
Oh, geez.
Fantastic. Okay. You blunder right into a pack of enormous wolfhounds. And without thinking about it, you just jump in and follow them. And you're chasing this enormous black stag. And finally, the whole pack of you pull it down, and then you hear horns. The frenzy is on you, so there's some little part of your brain that's still human and is going, wait, there's something going on here, but the wolf has taken over most of it, until this tall, very handsome man looks over you. He was looking over some blue tinted spectacles, and he just bends down and says, well, now I know all the bitches in my string, and you're not one of them. How did you wander into my territory, Miss Winters, I think it is?
So I'm not in my darkish self, correct? I'm just sort of in a frenzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can be if you want, but
Right. No, I mean, I think when he says that, I sort of regain a little bit of my senses, and I change back into human form. And let's just say that my clothes come back with me when I change forms.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
it's in the Fey realm. That probably works.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Or he immediately just does something, so
Alright.
your clothes come out more magnificent than before.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that even works. Yeah, that sounds like that it works better. Like I have this fabulous dress on now. Okay. Yeah.
Now you look fit to speak to royalty, Miss Winters.
And I think I recognize an alpha when I see one. So I would drop to one knee, and I beg your pardon, my lord. I was overcome by excitement.
Yes, your kind has to be careful during the hunting season. Fortunately, it's summer in the mortal realms, so we'll not be riding out today. Oh, you have found our little troublemaker, haven't you?
Troublemaker, my lord?
Miss Vale.
Miss Vale. Has she caused you annoyance as well?
No end of annoyance that girl has done. Why, I made her a perfectly acceptable offer of alliance and service and fealty, and as I recall, she tried to walk out. I had to pay for her coffee. It's humiliating.
Well, my lord, if you ever find yourself in Kingsport, I will be happy to repay you that coffee.
I'm frequently in Kingsport. I
Do
think
feel free to call on us. And I offer him one of my cards.
he holds it. He's like,
I'm going to use my Faerie contract to spend a string to make you fuck something up at a crucial moment.
okay.
I don't know how, but like I feel
Oh,
like this is a simple, crucial moment that could.
I do. He looks at it and says, "You got a little blood on it from when you were hunting." And he folds it and disappears he just folds it into his hand and it vanishes. I'll make you a bargain, Miss Winters. Just Tell me what you'd like. Would you like... Well, I understand that Rollcliffe boy has been a thorn in your side. We could straighten him out. Or would you perhaps... Well, why don't you tell me what you want?
I think what I want, my lord, is leverage. I wish to be in a position where I can cause Caesar Rockcliffe great embarrassment. So much embarrassment that his family will do ours a favor to avoid it.
Well, now, that all depends. Just so I know the parameters of what I have to set up. Are you talking about embarrassing him in the style of the people of the woods, or embarrassing him in the style of the people of the town?
The people of the woods. I wish to be able to threaten his status in the pack.
I haven't adjudicated a struggle like that in quite some time. Your people don't call upon ours as much anymore. More's the pity for you. All right. I'll grant you that. Just all you have to do is bring me Miss Vale. I just need to have a little talk with her.
I will endeavor to do so. How may I return to my own realm, and when I have Miss Vale, how may I return her to you?
As for the second, he reaches down onto his watch chain and pulls off a little fob. Just put this on her person somewhere touching her skin. I'll take care of the rest. As for the first, and you're standing in the middle of Kingsport Green.
We have an arrangement, my lord.
Be seeing you, Miss Winters. Oh dear. Oh dear. Selina, what have you done?
I don't know.
Perfect.
I feel like when Atalanta gets to the music house, Selena's already there, like waiting. You ran off.
So this seems like a good place to take our break. Why don't we come back in 5-ish or so, and we'll go straight on into the audition. Nothing bad will happen at all. All right, I'll see you guys. Okay.
Everything's fine. This is fine.
This is fine. It's no fun when everybody else does it for me. No, that's actually fine. Yes, my little mischievous one. Yes, you're here too. Good.
Teach a werewolf to scoff at me.
Yeah, that's not gonna blow up in your face or anything. Okay. Right. Executive decision time. Do we need to do much with the pelt, Jesse? Oh, Jesse's not back yet. Never.
Yeah, they're not back yet.
Back now, though.
Oh, okay.
What? It's a ghost.
Shocking. What's up?
We were just wondering if you wanted to do anything with the pelt.
I mean, does anyone else want to have gotten it from Adam somehow? I know Selina wants it. Selina can have it.
Yes.
Maybe. I mean, I sent this so that you were perhaps in between leaving me on the beach and returning to the Winters house. You skulked a little bit about the Fairchild estate.
Totes.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
And Stephen, thanks for pointing that out at the bottom of the character keeper. That is helpful.
Yeah, I have to watch it too.
Those are promises I made.
So fantastic. So I guess you guys arrive at the meeting house. Given that Alan was with you, Johnny, I guess this is another ensemble scene, huh?
I think maybe we separated.
Okay.
Like I think I felt like I said I was confused and maybe like made a quick and not so polite departure, given that I don't understand how that works. Oh, I promised Mr. Fairchild I would do some work in his garden. I gotta get over there. I'm sorry, Alan. That was fun though. That was nice.
So long, and thanks for all the fish, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. So when you guys get into the meeting house, the piano has been pulled out from the wall and is ready for playing. And Miss Greenwood's there with a woman in an elegant emerald green dress. Her hair is done beautifully, and she's holding some sort of rod or stick. And Miss Greenwood looks at you and says, "Oh, children, we're so lucky. I happened to run into a music teacher. This is Mrs. Kralovna. She's happy to assist us with these auditions. I'm sure you're going to find her to be a wonderful teacher, and she'll help us evaluate everything."
Okay. Good afternoon, Mrs. Kralovna.
Kralovna, you're the one who's to play the piano.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps, can you play or can you not?
It's been some time, and I'm not sure that the songs that I play would be fitting.
The time, Miss Vale, I think is something you know a great deal about. Now, where's Miss Winters? Are you going to perform for us as well?
Yes, I will sing, and I hand Selina some sheet music to play.
Try not to sustain the high notes. You'll sound like you're howling, dear. Very well. And where is this boy? This boy I've heard about. This Alan.
At that point, Alan will enter and say, I apologize for my lateness. I had hoped to be here sooner.
Well, don't worry, my dear boy. It's not like you're all wet or anything. Yes. You.
It's not like this list.
You. I think you have the makings of a student. I can mold you. I can make something of you, I think. Yes. Very well. Well, Miss Vale, why don't you go ahead and start? And Miss Winters, you can come in anytime you want. Come on, Selina. Give us a tune.
All right, do I have to keep my cool, I guess?
Yeah, but what are you afraid of?
I mean, I guess it's the whole Back to the Future thing, where I end up just like segueing and playing what I know, which is just the Andrew sisters. So, like, just playing Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy on a piano. But I mean, I guess the fear is like, all right, this is gonna be like cause a lot of suspicion of like what is this?
So, did you have piano lessons?
I'm sure.
Okay. I mean, you are
at least in the Fae realm, but
yeah.
we probably learned.
So yeah, there's a possibility you would know the song, but almost certainly not. There's this huge body of 19th century art and popular music that nobody knows anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you're singing Schubert at Atalanta.
All right, so my cold is a -1, I think. Right, and that's keeping cool, keeping cold. All right, reroll selected. Oh yeah, there we go. A 2.
Will cancel my move list as soon as my cat doesn't try and eat my hand. All right. Yes. Well.
It's like oh shit.
Okay. Cool.
In the revelry.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. You get lost in the music. You start just vamping, and next thing you know, you're playing some Billie Holiday song you heard once, and all of a sudden there's a crack, whack, that rod comes down, whistling onto your wrists, and Miss Kraulovna looks at you and says, "Seriously, Selina, you can do much better. Selina, I'm afraid I must ask you to go into your darkest self now."
Oh, okay. All right. I gotta read what that is. Everything you say seems a promise. Everything you hear seems a promise. For promise is broken, justice must be wrought in trickery or blood. You aren't subject to the human rules of mercy. To escape your darkest self, you must in some way rebalance the scales of justice. All right, well, so she cracks me on my wrist. I look up to her like fire in my eyes. If you touch me again, I will break your hands.
The only reason, Selina, dear, that I haven't dragged you back to my court where we would finally settle your sentence is because it's too early and I'm not supposed to find you till 1943. So be a good girl and cooperate and we'll all get through this time together. Since after all, you trespassed in my realm without my leave.
She made a promise to me, so...
Did she make a promise to you?
I mean, everything I hear is a promise.
That's true. Right.
And I forget what the words was like. I promise we'll get through this. So.
Oh my God, you're right. I did say that. Yeah. So that happens. How far did you get in your song, Atalanta?
I mean, I don't think I started singing because she went off the tune so fast.
The music, I will play it. I am sorry, Miss Winters. Poor Selina. She did promise to do better than she did, didn't she?
I think when she starts playing, I'm singing "I'll Take You Home Again, Kathleen," which is a lovely song from 1875.
Oh, sounds a big popular number right now.
Yes, and I mean, as I sing it, I'm looking at Celine, and like the words, they seem to apply to her, and I'm willing to turn her on.
Atalanta just promised to take me home.
And I get a 6 for the 4th time this session out of 4 rolls.
Well,
yeah, man, you get that advance.
I did get an advance.
Yeah, well, stat increase is an advance for most playbooks. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll boost my code up to 0. And so yes, how does this go horribly wrong?
Selina, if she had made the roll, which choice would you have taken?
I don't know. It's a good question. Probably get embarrassed and act awkward. Well, no, I'm in my darkest self. I would probably end up promising something.
Okay. What would you have promised?
Oof. What does she want? Let's see. What do I think she wants? I think she's cares about respect. I think I'd promise that I wouldn't expose her weakness.
Okay. So, because you're Fae and you have second sight, at least sometimes, that thought occurs to you as you hear Atalanta singing out her heart to you. And as it forms in the air, you see Miss Krlovna casually just pluck it and stuff it in her reticule. And then she winks at you.
Okay.
And then she just stares at Atalanta. All right. So 0 for 2 so far. Alan, what about you?
Yeah. So I think Alan will step forward and it's his turn. Say, is there a particular song you would like to hear?
I've always been partial to Franz Schubert's On die Musik. Do you know that one?
I am sure that I can pick it up if I might see the score.
Of course, dear boy. And she just shuffles through her papers and hands you the sheath.
Yeah, and I think Alan is going to be like starting to scan through it. Is sort of eyes possibly moving across the page slightly faster than normal. Yes, I believe this would be possible.
Keep it, dear boy. I have it memorized.
Oh, thank you. That is most generous of you, madam. Yeah, I think he will start to sing. I'm just wondering if there is a move I'm angling for here.
I mean, for me, it sounds like you're trying to metamorphosize.
Possibly. I'm thinking probably more just. I'm wondering if it is maybe again just trying to. What's it? Possibly just trying to keep my cool, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of?
I think he's afraid that something, that he'll essentially give away his strangeness and his kind of lack of actual connection to the music in his performance.
All right. Let's see that roll.
That's an 11 in total.
Boxcars.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. It goes fantastically well. And when she stops, she just turns to you and says, "That was exactly the way I wanted to hear it. You are a very special boy, aren't you?
I cannot claim the credit for it, madam. I merely sang what was written on the paper.
There's such a thing as interpretation, dear boy. But suddenly you pick up the echoes of things very easily. Miss Greenwood, this is your boy. The rest you can do with whatever you want. I would suggest a remedial course. Can I do anything for you, my dear Alan? Is there anything you would like?
No, he's had enough from you.
Do you care to roll plus cold there?
I will. I will totally shut her down.
That's what they all say.
So I mean, it's total of. Oh, I read that wrong. I thought it was a 2 and a 5. It's a 5 and a 5. I will.
That's a 9.
Yeah. Do I want to spend the string to take it up to a 10? Is the question.
That's right. You do have a string on her, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What's a 9? No, I'll spend the string to shut down the Queen of the Winter Court. I don't know these things as well as you. Titania. That's how I know. And I will give her a condition.
Yes, you will.
Oof. Condition is tough. Speechless.
Oh my god, that's right. A shutdown roll against her did result in someone being turned into a horse. All right. Okay. She just nods at you and waves her little stick to dismiss you.
I will get right up in her face. She's taller than me, but
So do you leave or?
no, I'm staring her down. I'm I'm like dark as self. I'm all so ready to punch her if I need to, right in front of another adult, because I just don't care. And it's like, he doesn't belong to you, and I don't belong to you. None of us belong to you.
Oh, she just has a wolfish grin on her face. And with that, she walks over to Atalanta and just puts her arm through Atalanta's arm and starts to walk towards the door. Atalanta, do you go with her?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm sort of curious what this is about.
So once you're out on the green, she unfolds her parasol. Says, "My dear, you seem like the kind of person that has deep and strong desires. I've known your kind before. I've generally enjoyed my time with them. There's something very direct about your particular breed. You know what you want and you go for it. It's much better than so many people. They think they know what they want. And then I have to figure out what it is, but I think you know what you want, don't you?"
I must confess that at the moment I'm unsure what it is that you want.
I just want to do you a favor.
I am somewhat wary of favors. I prefer bargains.
Well, now, bargains imply a sort of equality of position. Are you implying that there's an equality of position here?
I
Or do you
was
have some leverage I don't know about?
I was merely stating a preference.
Well, we all prefer things. I would prefer Selina to not be running around and acting like she's the queen of everything. But we don't always get what we want. Well, I mean, I do, eventually.
Yes, eventually. That must be so frustrating, the waiting.
You have no idea, my dear. Or perhaps you do. What are you waiting for? Dear, dear Atalanta. What a charming name, by the way.
Yes. I take it as a lesson that even the mightiest can be overcome by overconfidence and vanity.
But, weren't there hounds involved in that story, too?
Well, as a mighty huntress, Atalanta was, of course, the master of the hounds. But
Mhm.
her only failure was in the race when her lover tempted her with the golden apples.
Golden apples, you say? They have a long tradition in turning in this sort of affair.
Yes.
Well, you don't know what you want, Atalanta. Perhaps I should give you some clarity then. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. I think perhaps you'll enjoy this, so long as you stay in my favor. Try it on for a little while and see where it gets you. So, Atalanta, what I would like you to do is to take the fairy contract move temporarily.
Okay.
Just remember, always be careful about what people promise you.
Okay. And I assume this only applies to promises that are made after I get the move.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Now, you try that on for a little while. See how that makes you feel. And then decide whether or not you want to help me and Miss Selina settle a few things between us. You know how it is, mother-daughter problems. It's always so confusing.
Yes, family is so complicated.
Well, it can be made to be simple. Ask my husband about that.
Yes, my mother thinks so also.
Well, tough for now. Enjoy the gift. I'll be back perhaps when I come back, you'll think that we're on a position to talk about bargains again.
I do so enjoy talking.
You're the worst. I love this. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so that leaves we haven't checked in with Johnny for a little bit. Where did you go while you were all confused?
I think I said I was going to the Fairchild house. I think I popped over there for a second to try and find Adam and plead for my pelt, which might give me some clarity, but Adam didn't turn up. And so I think I went over to the head to watch the waves lap up against the just to watch the waves from the distance.
That almost feels a little starry into the abyssy.
I think so. I think I definitely don't want to be looking at it myself right now. So I'm looking out into the abyss to see what I might find. And that is plus dark.
So what's your question?
What am I looking for? I think I'm looking for home. This is like a little bit early because I was hoping to take that homesickness move, but whatever. I'll do it. Oh, pointing in that direction anyway. I'm looking for home. Like a place where I can be safe and comfortable. Hopefully here in Kingsport. And that. Oh, there's no way I have a +4, so that is a 3. Might be a 2. Might be a 4, but it's not a 5 or a 6. It's a fail, is what I'm saying.
How entertaining.
Yeah.
So you're staring there, begging the waves to give you something back, but you're so far and above them that you can't hear their music anymore. And while you're just sitting there feeling sorrowful for yourself, a shadow falls across you, and you look up and see Rebecca Pembleton.
Miss Pembleton, what brings you out here? I don't often see other people on the head.
I like to come and stare out at the water too.
What do you see there?
The elders say it should be home. It doesn't feel very home-like to me yet. I guess it will one day.
It used to feel like home to me, but it doesn't talk to me anymore.
She just sits down on the. What are you like on a log or a rock or?
I think I'm like literally on the edge of the head,
Okay.
like with my legs dangling over.
She drops down next to you. Well, it can be hard. I mean, your kind isn't really meant to walk above the water, are they?
What kind is that?
Come now, Johnny.
I guess we've talked enough about the water that you know that I used to be more at home there than on dry land.
Ironically, I'm supposed to become more comfortable there than on dry land one day.
Funny
now,
how that is.
I don't know. Right now, I sort of like hay rides.
It's a hayride.
You haven't been on a hayride yet?
I have not been on a hayride. You can ride on hay? Is it?
No, it's no silly. It's a wagon, and it's a hay wagon, and you ride in it, and with all your friends. It's a social event.
Like I rode in a hay wagon once, but it was I was helping bale the hay and move it to the Fairchild stables. That wasn't so much fun, but I got supper out of it.
Yeah, the Fairchilds. They think they always know best.
They've helped me an awful lot, but
Well,
at least Benjamin has.
I know you're not familiar with how things work up here, but you could have asked us for help.
Who are us?
My church, my family, my people. Except for that Baxter girl. Don't ask the Baxters for anything. Still, we're still angry about that.
Reverend Wilkins was not been particularly welcoming to me.
Well, you didn't humble yourself in the correct way because you didn't know the 7 rituals. I mean, how could you expect it to know? I mean, I don't know. I thought your people knew all those things.
I know a ritual, but not 7, and I can't
No.
do it like this.
It's a hard thing to be of the sea and the land at the same time. But, you could talk to me about it. You could come to our service.
I don't know. Just because we both have an affinity with the ocean, it doesn't. You don't sing the way we do, and you don't swim the way we do.
Yeah, but up here we both walk the same way, don't we?
I think about it for a second. I say, I don't know, because I've never seen your legs.
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to be a modest young lady.
I just don't. You just seem to glide with that billowy. On that billowy. I don't even know what to call it. There's skirts, I understand, but there's no. It's a very smooth movement. There's no. I can't see your gait. Do we walk the same? And I get up and start walking around.
She sort of giggles at you. Well, I mean, the center of gravity is a little different for me, but and also you're not carrying around, 10 pounds of bustle on your ass. I mean, my derriere.
And I laugh. Thank you, Rebecca. This is maybe I can find some comfort in your church. That's what you're offering, right? Community and comfort.
Absolutely. I mean, we're having a dance tonight.
I'm a little surprised that they have a dance. You see that on my face. I'm I didn't know you danced.
Of course we dance, and not one of those dances, just a regular dance. I mean, we still have young people.
Baptists have young people, and I heard they don't dance.
Well, that's true. But we don't have much common with the Baptists.
That was the one thing I heard. It was a weird thing. I'm sorry. I will
Do you
come
know
to
how
your
to
dance.
dance, Johnny?
I've learned, not really, but I can learn. Show me.
Well, it's easy. You just stand up and you put your hands, and she guides your hands, and you stand very close, and then you let the music guide you.
And I think oh, there's no music, but and is she sort of leading me into leading? Does that make sense?
She's humming a little.
She's humming a little, and I think I don't really know the etiquette of this, right? And I'm just kind of moving, I think I'm a little closer than I'm supposed to be. And I think my hand is maybe if she positioned it up on her shoulder blade, it's dropped down to her waist. And I am going to roll to turn her on because that's apparently what I do. If I may.
You absolutely may. I don't think she has a problem with that at all.
I didn't think so. That is a 12.
You're just
I'm
one
very hot.
Selkie.
I'm very, very hot. The fact that I'm even wearing a shirt right now is a miracle.
That might change very quickly. What would you like? Oh, great! You get
You
the pick,
pick.
and I get the pick. Yeah, no, she just gives herself to you.
Yeah.
I mean
So I
that
think.
shall we do the sex move?
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually kind of curious. Like, who in town has she slept with?
Ooh.
This is the interesting thing with the sex move on an NPC, right? Like that's.
I mean, if you want to say that she slept with me, I'm okay with that.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like that. More strings
Wow.
on Atalanta.
Rebecca likes a little strange.
Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Stephen. That's a secret I'm interested to learn. And yeah, and I think like that. Like again, I feel like I'm in water. And like on dry land, and that's not an experience I think I've had yet.
No.
And I'm attributing that to her right now, right? To her being of the sea in a way, and finding it. It's not like it was with Selina, and certainly not like it was with Alan, but it's comforting.
Aww.
And I tell her that. And
All right.
I mean, not about the other people, but about it being comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's check in with Alan and the rest of the gang. So Atalanta and the Queen walk out. I mean, Mrs. Krlovna walked out. So that leaves Adam and Selina. So what's up, kids? How's it going?
Yeah, totally. As the music teacher left, I looked at Alan because there's totally a standoff. I mean, I feel like everyone saw it. It was a bit weird, maybe. Are you okay, Alan?
Yes, thank you. And I hope that you are also. The reaction of Mrs. Krlovna seemed most over the top. I found your playing quite pleasant.
She's a rather petty woman that wants what she cannot have. Watch what you say around her.
I shall. I thank you.
Shall we leave? Are you feeling hungry?
Yes, I could eat.
Very well. Let's. And you can tell me a bit more about yourself. I mean, your actual self, not what you've been telling everyone.
I am not sure I know what you mean.
I think you do, Alan. I think you know quite well what I mean. I can smell a fake when I see one. And I'm going to spend a string and tempt you to do something. Offer you the XP.
Sure thing.
It's your call. But
Well, I suppose there is no sense in trying to hide it from you if you have seen through it already. But yes, I am from a different place, and I am here to learn. what I can of this town and its inhabitants and how life is here.
Chaotic, to say the least.
Yes, it does seem to be.
And this different place, where would that be? From beyond the water, the forest, the sky.
The sky, that is probably the best way of putting it, that you would understand.
I understand more and more with each passing moment.
Yes, that is the correct way to be.
So what is it you're hoping to learn?
Everything there is to learn. That is perhaps beyond my capabilities, but it would certainly be the best outcome for me. Most preferable.
And what would you promise me if I showed you so much more?
What would you ask of me?
Would you defend me? Would you protect me?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
All right, then, give me your hand.
Yeah, I'll offer my hand to...
All right, back to the Fae realm. Is this part of what you want to learn about? It's not quite the same place.
No, but this is most interesting. Another dimension.
Yes.
I mean, theoretically, it's just a hyperspatial extrusion into the local space-time manifold, but
Yes. And Selina, of course, in the ridiculous, oversaturated, white gown. Her hair is shimmering and whatnot. Her eyes are black because she's been corrupted. Maybe, I don't know. Things are weird. Is that there's so much more to than just what most think is before them. I'd learned this a roundabout way, but it was worth it, I think.
Yes, the pursuit of knowledge is a laudable thing.
Yeah, and she's totally circling you, the fingers trailing along your shoulders as she's slipping her gown down her shoulder. And perhaps there's so much. And what more do you wish to see? What more do you wish to learn?
There are many things that I wish to experience, to know what they are like.
Perhaps I can show you. Would you enjoy that? As I'm gonna give you a string to try to turn you on because I'm unashamed.
Yep, cool.
So roll plus that hot. All right. There's a 9 plus 4. So
take your string.
Yep, and then you get to choose one.
Yes, I will once again give myself to Selina this time.
In the Fae realm.
Yeah.
In all sorts of crazy.
Yeah, that can't be good.
Sure it can. It's a big place. So yes. Yeah, I got to think of another promise, but let's do your sex group first.
Yes, indeed.
Da-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-da. All right, Bachelorette. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Oh snap! Soothing. All right, get that XP.
XP all around.
I'm gonna get a. I now belong to a jury of Fae.
Oh,
Bunch of solitary Fae banding together. I don't know where to write this anymore.
we can just add some more rows. It's all good. Yeah, actually, is this part of what you needed to do to get your jury?
I don't think it was something I needed to do, but I think like
I didn't
It
need to do it.
it didn't hurt. But I think like maybe like they're drawn to others that like have been hounded by the courts. There's strength in numbers. But I have to think of a promise to ask you. When you lie naked with another, you can ask them for a promise. If they refuse, take 2 strings on them. Let's see. What did you just promise? You promised to protect me. So already, I need more rows. Yeah. Did you get the XP off for promising me? Okay, good. I'll just keep promise you'll never betray me.
Oh, Jesus. You're the worst.
Sure thing.
All right. Can you get some more rows, Cat?
Yeah. Hang on, let me do it up here. That didn't come out right.
Yeah, merchant.
Yep.
Do you make that promise?
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Get that XP.
This is so bad.
So, fair, fun, and ridiculous.
Okay.
I guess this is a question for Kat. Would joining the jury of Fae balance the scales of justice?
Ooh. Yeah, I can see that.
Cool.
But we're gonna have to meet your jury.
Of course.
Oh God, you're inviting a fake court into Kingsport again.
It's not technically a court. We're solitaries. I've been reading about this.
Yeah, that'll go over well with the king and queen, I'm sure.
Well, like once it's done, they have no say. They can't claim me anymore. Yeah, no, it really wasn't an invitation last time. So I guess how is it soothing for you, Alan?
Yeah, I think part of it is just literally the physical sensation. It's he is here to have new experiences, and this was certainly a new experience. But also, I think the fact that he doesn't have to hide who he is, because
the jig was
because
up.
Selina's already seen through it. It could kind of relax a little more than normal.
Yeah. For Selina, it was soothing because it was her first time consummating, having committing to passion within the Fae realm, and it's like an entirely new experience. And you're someone that like she can trust because you are so easily malleable. It was like manipulatable. All right.
Okay. You guys. Sure. All right. So eventually you come back to Kingsport. So let's see where everybody is and what are they doing. Yeah, so Atalanta. When last we left, you had a new and interesting temporary ability.
Yes. And I mean, I think I went looking for Selina after my conversation with the Faerie Queen, and Selina was apparently not to be disturbed. So, and I think I think I'm heading home, and I'm preparing a picnic lunch to take Selina out somewhere isolated where we can make things up.
Okay. This sounds good. Yeah, it makes sense that Selina, you touched back down near the stately Winterfield. What was it? Winterfield?
Winter Fair.
Winter Fair.
Always returning to the woods.
Uh-huh. Hey, the people of the woods are important. So cool. Yeah, I think Atalanta, you probably just find her. Maybe she's straightening out her clothes and putting back on one of her gloves.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't have the sex move, which automatically tells me that she had sex anymore, but I think I have my suspicions. And
Yeah,
I conceal them, and I go up to Selina, and I'm all very, very kind and very kind and gentle, and say, I'm so sorry I got angry with you earlier. We're friends again, aren't we?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just
so. And, yeah, she's gonna like put a hand on her shoulder. I saw what you went through. And then you had to deal with her, and you need to be careful. I know you're strong. There's no denying that. It's why I'm so easily drawn to you. But as you've seen, as we've both seen in each other, there's more than we knew. And
yes, we should.
Where I come from, power is in words, and you could be trapped by saying the wrong thing or agreeing to a simple task.
Yes, my family knows something of such things. We have.
I don't want to see you end up in a cage.
I will certainly do not wish to be caged myself. That is something my people try to avoid.
You were saying your family is aware and doesn't want to ever want, avoid
We
being engaged.
we try to avoid making unwise bargains.
Well,
My family has always been shrewd in all kinds of business dealings.
well, that's good to hear. But if you want to make up, I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd be so hurt.
I don't mind if you have other lovers, Selina. I just want you to promise that you won't go from my bed straight to someone else's.
And that's when, like, she pauses and chuckles because, I can try. I can't guarantee that.
I don't want to be angry with you again, Selina, and I don't think you want me to be angry with you again. Just
I don't know.
bear that in mind the next time.
You did look rather fierce with fire in your eyes.
And you like fire, don't you?
I like a lot of things, Atalanta.
I had the cook put together a little basket of things. I thought we could have a little picnic out in the park. I know an isolated clearing among the trees where we can have some privacy.
Oh, lead on.
Okay, yeah. So I take her out to the park, and we get somewhere that is well out of sight, and I think as we're getting affectionate, I get the fob that the Faerie King gave me, and I surreptitiously attach it to Selina's person.
Okay, all right. What happens? So ready for this promise to be broken.
Stones burst out of the ground in a ring around you. They're quickly topped with the crossbars to make them into menhirs. And you hear the baying of hounds as gigantic gray black wolfhounds pour into the circle and just sit. They just sit on their haunches staring at you guys with their tongues hanging out.
Oh, you absolute bitch. That's why, yeah, I will like rear back and just slap you across the face.
Is that shutting me down or lashing out physically?
Yeah. I think this is my first time I'm ever rolling volatile.
Wow.
And I've had it +2 for, this is my second time playing this character. And I rolled Snake Eyes. Yeah.
All right.
But Snake +2 is a 4. Well, I could get it to a 6. Theoretically, I can get it to a 7, but I don't want to.
Okay. So you rear back the slap, and you feel someone grab your arm. And you're, Selina, my darling. Just what are you doing? Please don't beat up my my new favorite.
I told you I was a shrewd bargainer, darling. You should have listened.
You're a stupid bitch that's just been collared. And you are interfering with a contract as I speak to the king.
Interfering with a contract? I don't follow.
She promised to take me home, and she did the opposite. She broke a promise. That's a contract. As a fellow fairy, you should respect that.
So wait, just out of character. So did Atalanta promise to take you home?
I promised to take Kathleen home.
Yeah, but you were trying to turn me on while I was in my darkest self. When everything I hear is a promise.
Well, the thing is, Selina, my darling.
But you do get that XP though. So
The thing is, Selina, my darling. She didn't say that she was going to take you to her home, did she? And you are home, aren't you?
no. Does this look like when I was born?
If you didn't want to move, you shouldn't have stolen the house.
I stole nothing.
You took power that wasn't yours to begin with, and you've been running from that for a long, long time.
I didn't take anything. It was a bargain.
Perhaps that bargain was not the bargainer's to make.
They didn't belong to you, so then whose was it?
Everything belongs to me, Selina. In time.
It's cute that you still think that.
I'm a little bit of a fix here, girl. Technically, we're still in the mortal world. Only very technically. In the mortal world, you do not make the choice to reject us for another 60-odd years. That probably makes you feel all excited and cocky. On the other hand, you're not from this time, and so we could just end this story for you right now. Oh, you don't like that.
I think my friends might have something to say about that.
Your friends.
Yeah. You think that I would have spent all that time in the realm and not made friends and allies? People like me that served neither you nor your wife?
You know what I always find amusing? Cocky half-human changelings that think that the smartest thing to do to fight another Fae is to get another bunch of Fae involved.
There's strength in numbers.
Not always with our kind, dear. Not always with our kind. Well, now. And so, Selina, I'll give you an option. You know, you could just join up. Fight on my side. You know I'll make you powerful.
And as I've told you before, and I'll tell you again in however many years, no.
I see. That's always going to be your answer, huh?
Yeah. So take your bitch and leave.
Oh, her? No, the bargain I made with her is completely different. She just wants me to help her out on a few things.
I'm sure that you'll leave it at that.
But on the other hand, so you're saying that you're not going to come with me of your own free will.
I feel like I've made that quite clear.
And therefore, you're willing to accept the consequences of that action.
Well, I'm going to run away.
So you want to roll that move? Is that what you're
Yeah, hell yeah, it's a move.
Okay. Why don't you try rolling that?
It's something I should be good at, right?
Yes.
7, 8, 9.
Oh, that's so
Get
funny.
away, but choose one. I mean, I definitely feel like I caused a big, huge scene. Probably drawing the attention of, his beloved wife.
So let me just quickly review the promises you've made. Okay. So as you're running away, you hear the dogs start baying, and the king looks down at you, Atalanta, and says, "Don't worry, our bargain's still intact. But understand that this is Selina's fault." And the dogs start running towards Winterfair.
Oh dear.
If you get there in time, you can still say goodbye to her.
Yeah, and I think I think I'm going to gaze into the abyss and try to find a way to outrun the dogs.
Okay.
This is probably not going to end well. That would be a 6. I mean, I think let's see. Oh, I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling against anybody, so I guess I can't spend a string.
I mean,
Yeah.
theoretically against the king, but I don't think you have a string.
I don't have a string on him. Yeah, so.
It does imply that I should make a very hard move here, doesn't it? You are. So what happens is you open your spirit up to the wild, the source of your power, the feeling, the internal feeling of the wolf. But it's just a cruel mockery that no matter how much you expend your ability, the hounds can easily outdistance you because their power comes from something older and far deeper. And so when you arrive at Winterfair, the doors have been torn off the kitchen, and what's left of your mother is not much to look at.
Okay, let's.
And then you feel a hand on your shoulder. A very elegant, soft hand. She didn't make a promise to you, did she?
No.
She's hard to trap that way. I should know.
She is very cautious.
That's the problem with voluntary changelings. They retain so much of that damn free will, it just screws everything up.
Yes, I can see how free will would be irritating to one of your kind.
Of course, the thing is that mortals have free will too, don't they?
Yes, we're known for it.
And the thing is, Selina Vale does not belong to this time. Oh, she didn't tell you that, did she?
I've had some suspicions.
Well, you do have the nose for that sort of thing. See, my husband, he never likes to let something go. But I think, staring around here, this is about as far as I want to go with Selina Vale. I don't even have to give you anything special. Just tell you that if you stab her with a knife made of cold iron, well, she'll die because anybody that you stab to death will die. If you stab her to death, then maybe I can see about fixing all this. Or close. Or is something else more interesting to you?
Does it have to be a knife? I am so much more fond of the bow, or of my own teeth and claws.
Teeth and claws, only in the light of the moon. But yes, we've got that much power. You are so lovely and dark, Atalanta.
Mm. I turn and meet her eyes and say, "Until we meet again."
Bring me her pelt, and then we'll talk. Then we can talk about bargaining. And she just fades away, leaving only her wolfish grin last.
Yeah, and I'm going to go up to Selina's room and search it for a sealskin pelt.
That's beautiful. So speaking of sealskin pelts, I thought I'd check in on Alan and Johnny. I would normally ask, well, what are you guys doing? Do you get together or anything? But I think it's just best to leap right to the awkward conversation phase of this.
Sure. I think actually that Alan's plan was to head up to the head anyway, for his own purposes. So yeah, perhaps I meet Johnny there.
I think maybe you meet Johnny and Rebecca in like a state of half dress. No shirt. I think pants by now, but no shirt.
As Alan comes up, Rebecca sits up very straight and hisses.
I put my hand on her back and say, "What's wrong?"
There's something not right about that guy.
Well, yeah, he confuses me too. Hey, Alan, and I wave unself-conscious. Well, unself-conscious about my body. I think like a little self-conscious about earlier that day.
Good evening to the both of you. I am sorry if I am intruding. I just wish to come out here and see the night sky.
Rebecca is very busy putting on all her clothes. Like, you're not intruding on me. Johnny, I'll see you at the dance or whatever. And she takes off.
Yeah. Just I'll meet you at the dances of the church hall.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll see you there. It does get beautiful up here at night with the lights. Very, very soothing.
Yes, I had hoped. To find something in the lights, but it is pleasant to see you again anyway.
Is it?
Yes, I think so.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad, and I'm think putting on my shoes. I sort of pull myself up into a log, and I'm putting on my shoes, lacing them up, as I say. I don't understand you, Alan. Like, why are you even here?
I had not been here before. I wished to see what it was like.
I don't mean, like, there's lots of places that you haven't been, I'm sure. Like, have you ever been to Stockholm?
No.
So why are you here?
There is something special about this town, I think. And I was already in the area, so it seemed like a good time to visit. Perhaps one day I shall see Stockholm as well.
And I just like deflate as you say that. And I'm like, special, yeah. And this fucking place. And like when I swear, like it's like I'm trying something on. Right? Like it's not a supernatural sounding thing. It's like I'm saying something I heard somebody else say and it seems appropriate in the moment. But it's like, but the rest of it's clearly sincere, right? Like, what is it about Kingsport that pulls us here? Because that's why I'm here too, Alan. I don't know.
There is a strange power to the place. Exactly what it is, I cannot say. But I know that I can feel it.
I've like finished tying up my shoes. And I ask him, so but what's the feeling? Because I don't feel anything. I want to know. There's something about it that like drives me to. There's these people here and they do these things and they seem so. You say you feel something. What are you feeling?
It's difficult to put into words, but there seems to be some sort of pull to this place, I suppose. And the people here, I do not know if they know, but strange things, I think, have happened here and will happen here. And it is difficult to articulate. The influence of other places is strong here as well, I think. I saw something earlier that I was not expecting.
Who showed it to you?
Selina, sorry.
Selina showed me some things too. It was fun. Was the place she showed you fun?
Yes. Well, beautiful, savage.
More savage than Kingsport?
it did not have the pretense of civility.
What do you mean? What's pretense? What's that mean?
I have noticed many of the people here in this town are concerned with how people see them. I do not think this is strange for this land or the people in it in general, but I think there are a lot of people here denying what they are.
And I think like you've really like that. I realize something when you tell me that, right? Like that's it's like the key to some of what I haven't quite understood here in Kingsport. But I think maybe that's seen. Do you have something else you want to?
No, that's good for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's maybe seen there.
Oh wow, you're gonna make me work, huh? Okay.
I mean, I would at some point, either today or as time is running out in the next session, I would like to have to try to avoid Atalanta, and attempt to keep that promise. But
What? Wait a minute. What was? Oh God. Well, now that's a funny thing. So, yeah, I think.
I guess this is a question. Are things no longer fine with me staying with Atalanta?
That's gonna be between you and Atalanta to figure out. But
Her mother's dead. I don't think things are fine anymore.
I mean, Atalanta, you have the pelt. Are you going looking for Johnny?
Right. Well, I mean, I think I'm sort of holding it in reserve because the Faerie Queen did technically ask for Selina's pelt, and I don't think this is the one she meant.
No.
But I mean, I feel like I've got some leverage over her. It's exercising leverage over the Faerie Queen is something that can go very, very wrong.
It's funny because I don't even know what that's a pelt for.
Okay then.
I think that's. I think, and I think I'm looking for. I'm looking for Selina, and I mean I'm getting my bow and arrows. It's track. That's.
You
See
know,
if I can find where she is. I'm
the one
probably decent at tracking.
the one combination we haven't seen so far tonight is you and Alan, actually.
No, you still haven't seen him and Johnny.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. I'm happy for either of those to make sense.
Or both.
we can do
yeah,
all three of
both.
us,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Me
of
and
course.
me and Alan
Always
coming down
hunting
off
for
the
Selina.
head.
While she's hunting
We're
Selina.
like sort of.
That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
So do you find them on the head or as they're coming down off of it?
Let's say I find them as they're coming down off of it. I mean, I'm still trying to pick up Selina's trail, I think.
I think I kind of like try to like make myself small and like duck behind Alan. Like I'm trying desperately to avoid Atalanta, but I see her. I'm like, I don't just maybe distract her or something. I don't know.
And I see Johnny ducking, and I'm like, don't worry, Johnny. I'm hunting bigger game today.
I think what?
You look like a frightened little mouse, Johnny. Don't worry, I'm not. I only hit what I shoot at.
I told Selina I'd stay away from you, but I guess we're here now. I stand up straight, and I guess you get that XP, Joe.
Oh.
All right.
So why would she want me to stay away from you anyway? I don't even really.
Oh, I think she's just causing trouble. She causes a lot of trouble, it seems.
She's a lot of fun.
I wouldn't call it fun.
What kind of trouble could she cause you?
You have no idea.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I want to know. This is all very sincere. Like he's not messing with you. He's just like.
Right. Well, Johnny, I want you to do me a favor. If you do find Selina, let her know that I'm looking for her.
I mean, I can do that. Do you still does she still have Faerie contract?
Yeah, I have Faerie contract, but I don't have the move that gives you an experience point for making a promise.
Okay, yeah, got it. Either way, I'll say sure. Yeah, absolutely, I'll do that for you. No reason to say no. Hold on. But why don't you calm down? Like, there's no reason to be angry, or even if there's a reason, I'm sure you have a reason. But like, there's no, like, can't you talk about it? I'm gonna spend a string on Atalanta, to get her to like tell me exactly what's going on with her and Selina. If you want, I'll offer you that experience.
Sure. I'll take the experience and my mother is dead, and it's her fault.
Selina killed your mom?
I didn't say that. I said it was her fault.
How'd your mother die?
She got in the way of. She got between Selina and somebody who was angry with her.
So maybe it's the angry person's fault? I don't know. Like, I don't really understand how these things work, but it sounds like it's that person's fault. Or maybe your mother's fault.
If Selina hadn't run, if Selina had stood up and taken responsibility, my mother would be alive now.
I slap Alan in the face. Not like in a way to like hurt him, right? But just like I'm not lashing out physically in like a serious way. But I'm smacking him.
Alan?
Yeah. So it's your fault I slapped him because I'm kind of mad at you right now, and he got in the way. Right? I'm trying to understand this.
I would.
Sorry, Alan.
I think Atalanta is genuinely confused by this.
So is Johnny, right? Like, this is like legitimate, like trying to figure out human social interactions right now. like or like, and then I actually do I slap her in the face, like seriously. I like smack her hard.
Lashing out or just smacking?
Lashing out.
Wow.
I am lashing out.
That's you're gonna slap the werewolf with the bow.
I
No,
mean,
this is cool. This is cool.
yeah, I am, and I'm. This is like a little bit of a catch of the day situation too, I think.
Yep, 100%.
My volatile is quite bad, so I'm gonna roll that, and then it's gonna go poorly for me. That is a 5. So that's 2 experience.
For me to adjudicate this, Atalanta, how likely would you be to do extreme harm to someone who raised their hand at you right now?
I mean, it depends how you define extreme. I mean, I think I would lay him out. I would probably leave him unconscious.
That sounds good to me. Johnny, take 2 harm, and
And as I'm going down, I ask whose fault that was. Again, sincerely. Trying to understand blame and justice. It's complicated.
And I turned to Alan and, will you get this idiot home?
I will, but what he said was true. You should not seek to harm Selina. Nothing good will come of it.
Perhaps not, but I've gone too far to stop now.
I really must insist that you do not bring any harm to her.
And I don't want to fight you. I won't do any more harm to Selina than is necessary. I just want to balance the scales.
That is not possible. There are no scales to balance.
Selina would disagree.
Perhaps. But perhaps she is also wrong.
She is often wrong. But these are her rules that she has chosen to live by.
And you choose to live by them as well.
For now. For my family. For my family's sake. I think I'm going to run away.
That sounds appropriate.
Let's see. Runaway is Volatiles. That is a 13.
You get clean away. And as the blue lights hover once more over Kingsport Head, you fade into the woods. And that seems to be where we're going to stop for tonight. So
fucked up.
Yeah, there's also a lot of fucking, so it's not a surprise.
We have situations.
I mean, I'm not going to go back and count, but we're definitely approaching Kingsport 1692 territory here. So that was fantastic, guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you, David, for staying up and joining us.
No, it's great. It's great. Good to see you all again.
I'm kind of wiped tonight, so I don't think I'm going to do a debrief myself, but y'all can handle it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to hit the sack as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was lovely, everyone. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you next week, I guess.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay.
See you all.
All right.
Cheers, David.